Every year, thousands of incredibly talented players dream of going pro. They have skill. They have potential. Some even dominate at their level. So why do most of them never make it? The truth is, talent alone is rarely enough. There are invisible factors, mindset, discipline, environment, decisions that quietly determine who rises and who falls behind. In this video, we're breaking down why most talented players never go pro, and what actually separates the few who do. They rely too much on natural ability. When you are naturally gifted, everything comes easy at a young age. You do not have to work as hard as everyone else because you are already better. And that is exactly where the problem starts. Talented players get used to coasting. They win games on pure instinct. They nutmeg defenders without thinking. They score goals that others cannot even attempt. But as they grow older, the game gets harder. Every player around them starts catching up. The ones who were slower start training smarter. The ones who had worse techniques start putting in thousands of hours. And suddenly, the naturally talented player is no longer the best one on the field. They never built the work ethic because they never needed one. Now they are behind, and they do not even know how to close the gap. The players who go pro are often not the most naturally gifted ones. They are the ones who combined whatever talent they had with relentless, consistent, unglamorous work every single day. Their mindset breaks under pressure. Football is a sport that will test you mentally in ways that nothing else will. You will get dropped from the squad. You will have a terrible game in front of scouts. You will get injured right before a trial. You will be told you are not good enough. How a player responds to those moments decides everything. Most talented players have never been truly challenged before. They have always been the best. So when failure finally arrives, they do not know how to handle it. Some give up. Some make excuses. Some blame the coach or the system. The ones who go pro treat every setback like fuel. They get dropped and they work twice as hard in training. They fail a trial and they ask for feedback and come back stronger. Mental toughness is not something you are born with. It is built over years of facing difficulty and choosing to keep going anyway. Talent without mental resilience will always eventually collapse under the weight of professional football. They do not have the right people around them. The environment around a young player matters more than most people realize. It is not just about having a good coach, although that is important. It is about everything. The parents who manage expectations instead of adding pressure. The teammates who push you to be better instead of just celebrating how good you already are. The club that has proper development pathways and connections to higher levels. The agent or mentor who gives honest advice instead of just telling you what you want to hear. Many talented players grow up in environments where everyone is telling them they are a sure thing. No one challenges them. No one gives them hard feedback. No one prepares them for rejection. And then when they step into a real professional environment where coaches are brutal, standards are incredibly high, and competition is everywhere, they are completely unprepared. The players who make it usually have at least one person in their corner who is completely honest with them, who sees both their potential and their weaknesses clearly, and who pushes them to grow even when it is uncomfortable. They stop learning and growing. Talent can create a dangerous illusion. When you are naturally good at something, it is easy to think you have already figured it out. Why study the game deeply when you can already beat people on natural ability? Why work on your weak foot when your strong foot is already good enough? Why watch film or study tactics when you just play by feel? This kind of thinking kills careers before they even start. Football at the professional level is highly technical and deeply tactical. Coaches at top academies are looking for players who are coachable, who take on feedback, who adapt their game, and who are always looking to add new tools to their game. A player who stops learning is a player who stops growing. And in a sport where every other player is improving every single day, standing still is the same as going backwards. The best professional players are often obsessed students of the game. They never feel like they know enough. That hunger to keep learning is what keeps them ahead, even as they reach the highest levels. Injuries and the lack of proper recovery. Injuries are an unavoidable part of football. At every level, from youth leagues to professional clubs, players will inevitably face setbacks caused by strains, sprains, fractures, or other physical ailments. What truly distinguishes successful players from those who falter isn't just their talent on the pitch, but how they respond to these setbacks. For many young players, injuries can become a test of patience and maturity. Some, fearing that taking time off will cause them to fall behind their peers, try to rush back onto the field. They push through pain, conceal injuries from coaches, and continue training even when their bodies are not fully ready. What starts as a minor issue can quickly escalate into something far more serious, potentially jeopardizing their entire career. On the other hand, some players are mentally shattered by injury. The sudden pause from the game, the isolation from teammates, and the inability to perform can deeply affect confidence and self-belief. When they return, they may no longer play with the same instinctive freedom or fearlessness. They hesitate in challenges, second-guess their movements, and struggle to regain the rhythm they once had. Recovering properly from an injury is not just about healing the body. It demands mental resilience as well. It requires discipline to follow rehab programs diligently, patience when progress seems slow, and the ability to stay positive when setbacks occur. Those who successfully navigate serious injuries treat their recovery with the same professionalism, focus, and intensity they devote to training. They surround themselves with the right medical support, listen to their coaches, and commit fully to regaining both fitness and confidence. Talent is just the starting point. Here is the honest truth that most people do not want to hear. Talent is only the ticket that gets you in the door. It is not what keeps you there. The football world is full of incredibly talented players who never made it. And it is also full of players who were told they were not good enough, who were released from academies, who had every reason to quit, but who became professionals anyway through sheer determination, smart work, and the right mindset. Talent is an advantage, yes, but it is one of the smallest advantages in the long run. Consistency, coachability, mental strength, work ethic, environment, and a genuine love for the game that keeps you going when nothing is working. Those are the things that truly determine who makes it. So if you are a young player watching this, do not let anyone tell you that you are a guaranteed success just because people say you are talented. And do not let anyone tell you it is over just because you are not the most gifted one in the room. The game rewards those who refuse to stop growing. Talent opens the door, but habits decide who walks through it. If this gave you a new perspective, hit like and subscribe for more insights on performance and mindset. And watch the next video to learn the daily routines that build long-term success.